That which we had believed was not true, I discovered after my death. Once an avid long-distance runner, I weaved through life's unpredictable turns to the steady rhythm of my heartbeat and the echo of my shoes against the pavement. Unbeknownst to me, the demanding nature of the sport gradually took its toll on my joints. The repetitive motions, intense workouts, and occasional traumatic incidents left my joints fatigued, resulting in arthritis. The persistent ache in my legs became a constant companion, transforming even a casual stroll into a formidable challenge. Despite attempting various treatments without finding relief, I sought solace in prayer and drew comfort from the verses of the Bible. When surgery emerged as the recommended solution, I turned to my family for their prayers and support. On the day of the surgery, an unexpected calm enveloped me, capturing the attention of the observant nurse. As I prepared for the operation, a sense of serenity, fueled by faith and the anticipation of relief, enveloped my spirit. Upon entering the operating room, anesthesia took effect, and my awareness began to blur. Soon, discomfort set in and my heart began to beat irregularly. Breathing became a struggle, hindered by an unseen force. Despite my efforts to open my eyes, I felt disconnected from my body. Fear and an ongoing battle overwhelmed me as I recognized the possibility of a severe reaction to a drug allergy or complications. In that critical moment, I prayed for the doctor to act swiftly and restore normal breathing and heartbeat. The world fell silent and my pain dissipated. Upon opening my eyes, I discovered myself suspended near the ceiling of my room. I'd overheard the doctor instructing the nurse to bring more blood bags. Despite my pallor, I sensed no alarm. Passing through walls, I witnessed an elevator opening in the hallway. A man in a dark jacket, carrying a briefcase, hastily emerged and engaged in a conversation with another doctor at the operating room entrance. The details of their discussion escape my memory, but the man in the dark coat was also a doctor, and they were immersed in a heated argument. Suddenly, I began ascending through the hospital ceiling, drawn by an inexplicable force. Crossing the roof, I found myself above the hospital. Exiting the hospital, I glided through the city at an unusual pace, feeling no wind. Eventually, I entered a cave-like area, swiftly progressing until a small bright light emerged ahead. Stepping into the light, I observed the back of a man in front of me. On an instinctual level, an inner urge pushed me to trail behind him. His hair cascaded down, dressed in a rough-hewn white garment and sporting sandals. He pivoted, wearing a welcoming grin, beckoning me to draw near. As I approached, an ineffable sense of joy and tranquility surrounded me. His presence exuded kindness and warmth, bridging the gap between familiarity and unfamiliarity. With an embrace full of warmth, he invited me into a contemplative dialogue. Delving into the corridors of my past, I discovered a source of pride, my college days entwined with volunteer work. Each week, our collective effort aimed at aiding the elderly and children in a nearby community. My responsibilities spanned from organizing spaces to conversing and playing with the children. A poignant memory unfolded as I accompanied a frail grandmother, constrained by health issues, on a leisurely park stroll. That afternoon etched a perpetual smile on her face, imparting a deep understanding of the gratification derived from assisting others. Yet, amidst the reminiscence, moments surfaced that stirred feelings of shame and regret. Yielding to the academic pressure during college, I succumbed to copying answers from someone else during an exam, earning an undeserving grade. The weight of remorse and guilt hit me as I acknowledged deceiving both myself and my professors. Turning to Jesus, I braced for judgment, but his demeanor remained forgiving and tender, devoid of reproach or approval. Anxious, I pondered his perspective on my actions. Breaking the silence, Jesus unexpectedly proposed spending quality time together. A flight of steps led us to a captivating pastoral setting adorned with vibrant flowers and a serene river. On the opposite bank, departed loved ones, including my father and grandfather, congregated. Notably, my great-grandfather, whom I never encountered in life, was present. Our communication transcended words, occurring through telepathy. The idea of embracing them across the river excited me, but Jesus advised against it for the present moment. Continuing our journey along the river, we stumbled upon a magnificent Greek-style structure in the distance. Its pristine white facade featured grand steps and imposing columns. Inside, individuals adorned in radiant white robes occupied a space reminiscent of a colossal library housing the world's collective knowledge. Jesus clarified that it was the heavenly library. Enthusiastically, I perused the shelves and picked up a book, only to find glowing words in an unfamiliar language. My confusion was apparent, and Jesus offered guidance. He explained that these books held diverse knowledge, some surpassing my current understanding. The library presented an opportunity for boundless learning. As I explored, I encountered a book brimming with musical notations encompassing all the earth's music. Scores, ranging from classical to contemporary, graced its pages. Jesus, with a smile, revealed that the library wasn't just a place for learning, but also a space to unveil hidden potential, facilitating personal growth. Jesus casually strolled towards a bookshelf, plucked a book, and handed it to me. As I opened it, I uncovered an extensive narrative of my life from childhood to the present. Jesus conveyed, "These are the tales of your life, and I'm acquainted with every moment, be it joyous or challenging. I care for you, and I've consistently been there for you." He then presented a choice. I could either return to Earth and continue my journey or stay with him. Feeling an undeniable attraction towards Jesus, I leaned towards staying. His affection and attention brought a soothing sense of solace. I asked, "Can I see my family now?" Suddenly, I found myself in a hospital scene where a doctor was conversing with my mother. While their conversation was inaudible, I observed snippets of family and friends offering prayers, each prayer resembling a note reaching out to my location. Remembering my father's early passing and my mother's dedicated efforts in raising me, leaving them behind felt disquieting. Despite the emotional difficulty of parting from this realm of love, I recognized the necessity to return. Jesus clarified that opting to go back would likely result in the erasure of most memories of being there. So, I'm having a casual conversation with Jesus, right? And I'm like, "Hey, I want to head back to Earth," and he's cool with it, grinning, nodding, even giving me a friendly pat on the head. He says, "No worries, I've got your back. I'll always be there to shield and guide you." Next thing I know, I'm waking up in a hospital bed, and there's a doctor examining me. I take a deep breath, feeling reassured, knowing Jesus is watching out for me. Spent 12 days in the hospital, convinced I came back for a purpose. Back home, I spill the beans to my mom. I'm like, "Guess what? My soul took a little journey during surgery." I start telling her about this doctor in a black jacket I've never seen before who saved me. Then I hit her with the heaven story, but Mom's doubtful. She's giving me the side eye, thinking I'm making things up. But then I mention meeting my great-grandfather up there, and suddenly she gets serious. She's like, "Describe him, every detail." So I spill the beans on his tall figure, white beard, and a mole under his right eye. Mom's jaw drops because I never met the guy, and there's no picture of him anywhere. Now she's a believer, thinking it's no coincidence I saw Jesus and described great-grandpa exactly. It shook her to the core, but now she's fully on board with the whole heaven thing.